for the first panel discussion for the day. The topic is digital transformation. I welcome all the panel members and our viewers. All right. So let's get started with our topic, digital transformation. And this is a word that we've heard for a number of years now, right? With the entire mobile revolution and uh, all of us having a smartphone in our hand, which enables us to access anything and everything from anywhere. And banking is no different, right? Many of you have been pioneers in your own respective fields and respective organizations. So so let me invite first from the banking side, Mr. Sunil Soni, if you want to share your perspective, how Punjab National Bank has responded to it.
Sure. Thank you, Sandeep. And good morning, all viewers. Uh, you see, as a bank, the major most challenge was to see that we remain connected with the people around. And the services which the bank normally offers is the financial and non-financial services. So as long as the non-financial services were concerned, we were still able to, put it across. And since we had the digital channels already up and running in the shape of our applications, so we were able to, pull it along, and we were able to see that at least the essential services are being made available to the customers. However, looking at the financial services, that was a big challenge because essentially either there were two segments. One is the people uh, who would like to have the financial services or financial transaction done. However, it was difficult for them to come out due to the scare. And on the contrary, there were some who were kind of there with regard to their needs because they were hard pressing and things. So we broke our problems into smaller segments and essentially saw that we reach out to the people at large. Reaching out from a perspective that which are the interiormost locations where people would require services was quantified, and the extended arm of the bank, which is our business correspondents, they reach out to the public at large, do these activities in a very secured and safe manner. Uh, However, looking at the facilitation which was required at the bigger cities, uh, people are a little careful in attempting or attending to their financials, and they've been able to come across and reach out to the uh, vending places where the cash would be financed them. That was one way of looking at it. However, the other segment where you say that this was the past, but however, looking at what is the future that holds for us in this, there was an opportunity where we saw that a lot of other products which were kind of either languishing or they were not gathered momentum to see that essentially the customer requirements, which was primary to our case, is met, and they are in a position to reach out and get their activities done. So, uh, so to say that our digital offerings extended from a perspective that we reach out to customers, which is one is uh, external customers, which is our bread and butter earners, and second is the internal customers, that is our own staff members who had to be reached out to different difficult locations also so that they can continue to work. So probably these strategies worked out, and we've been able to sail through ourselves successfully without much casualty and without much hiccups in the overall services.
Thanks, Mr. Soni. So also, just a follow up to that, what you said. See, we also seen a lot of public sector banks have also undertaken the digital transformation initiatives now, right? With the EASE 3.0 norms also announced by the government. So how do you see yourself competing with other private sector banks? Do you think that there is now the necessary momentum and uh, necessary support from the government as well that will equip you to run some of these transformation initiatives and get them and compete with the fintechs and private sector players and others?
Good question, Sandeep. Essentially, what happens is that you are looking at a scenario where uh, there are two ways of looking at this problem. One is whether you've been forced, as you said, the government has now given a pep and you've started working, or alternately, second, or which is the first thing for us was that we had seized it as an opportunity and started working on extending our services. Now, looking at what are the activities that are being done, or the second question to you, second aspect to you, which you said, is with regard to whether uh, it makes sense to compete with the private sector or with the other service providers. So essentially, we are in a business which is competitive. For sure, the competition is always there. However, now in synergizing the things, with the other providers, when I say other providers, it would mean those small-time providers which are fintechs in shape, whether they continue to be there as individuals and continue to extend the services, or they synergize with the bank, extend their reach to the maximum number of people or customers that we have. So each bank had their own strategy towards this. Our bank also had a strategy. So we've kind of synergized with the fintechs. We've also created a situation where, or a place where we are now uh, thrashing out what are the type of products which can be offered to the customer as per the current analysis of the data that we have. And third thing is, while looking at these synergies, we've also created a pool of people who have now, gone ahead and uh, created a partnership with various different financial institutions, various different educational institutions, which are now front-ending these fintechs as well. So these are some changes which have been seen over the last 1 year since the pandemic, and bank has actually progressed well in all fronts, so to say.
All right, great. Thank you so much for your views. Or neobanks, which will then rely on banks at the back end. Have a tie-up between a fintech and a bank at the back end and offering all banking services over virtual channels. So would be interested to get the panel's views on how do you see these different models emerging, which work, one taking the cultural aspect in mind of the customers and how customers behave, but at the same time how regulator looks at things, and which is enabling newer business models in this space. So Sunil, may I come back to you, and you want to share your views?
Yes, Sandeep. It's a very, very good question at this point of time of discussion. And as Major Ashish said, digital is the mantra, the flavor. However, much depends on which segment are you catering to and how are you going to do that. So essentially, while you're looking at customer segmentation, it's not that everybody would like to have the VAS model in place. However, there are some activities which, if not core, can be hived off, can be given to these uh, fintech companies, which can actually do a lot of research and lot of digging for you, which is not core to your activity. Say, for example, only finding out the credit score, or finding out the credit history of a person who's not been onboarded in the banking setup. So essentially, in case if you have to look at doing a lot of research or doing a lot of activities, this is where the fintechs today are, coming up as an alternate. And secondly, they are also allowing you to have the business as service model, because banks would not like to go for a capital investment in these activities because they're not core. And secondly, the effort which is required would also require a drastic change in their approach from waterfall to DevOps or quick methods of software development. So looking into all these elements, and since they have a lot of paraphernalia, a lot of baggage to carry, so essentially business as a banking as a service also is emerging. However, much still depends on how much is the regulator ready to open it up for. Because today, getting into only non-core activities and thinking that they would be able to survive, or banking as a service would survive, may not be a very profitable proposition. However, the companies are still waiting in the wings to see how regulator, what is the next move of the regulator, and how it is adopted by the banking industry, so to say.
So I think that's great, and I think we've shot the time as well. So with that, I'll conclude. Thank you so much for your time, for wonderful comments.